a well-being. You know, people, the world is full of bickering, and especially young people, angry about everything. And then, why using all this problem we have to go people on happiness and people, politicians who are lying, corporation they taken. I was listening something about something simple like send a postcard to your mother or to your grandma, and they say, okay, just to go to the internet and click in here, and we send a postcard to your mother.
Yeah.
And I go, no. Why you not go to the local artisano and the little lady who make a handmade postcard, or make it yourself a postcard and send it to your mother?
Yes.
Because it's empowering the people, and then those corporations, what they do at the only day, they give you the impression it's like this ancient idea that it's a wolf or a wolf or a hyena with a llama face.
Yeah, a wolf's, yeah.
Yeah. And then corporation has becoming, even the art and music, they robbing the chance, they robbing that they steal the humanity.
Close that door.
They steal it's okay. Okay, close the door. Yeah. I think they steal. No, on the bottom. They steal the humanity, or a younger teenager who want to have a girlfriend, and maybe invite his girlfriend and invite her for a dinner party. No, you have to ask her to Google or Alexa to find you a girlfriend compatible, and then the world do not work like that. And then this is that's begun way back when you say, for example, you go to school, and they say, well, the world began, in the beginning was nothing, and then exploit. And what's the big bang?
Exploit.
No, like big explosion. And you go, hold on a minute, what do you mean? Can you explain that? Oh, we cannot explain it, too complicated. Imagine what's a rubbish in the rubbish compost. And what happened? Well, all the chemical when they compose over many millions and millions of years. No, tell me what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you see, if you want to make a cider, okay. In ancient England, they have a wheeling mill. They push the apple, and they smash in the apple, and they make a liquid, and they leave it for 6-7 days. But you leave it more than 6 days, becoming poison. And then the longer you get it, it's worse. It's no better. And then time is not good for synthesis or chemistry. You know what happens when you make a pudding and you put sugar and you glaze them? You know what happens if you go to the phone, when you turn the back, you have a because the chemistry go in one direction that has been organized in that way, and then go from different compound to alcohol, so ethanol, and then cyanide, and then time will poison you rather than making you a human being. And then we don't know how life began. Nobody knows, but they're giving you the impression that they know.
Well, we have faith.
No, the people who are in power who printed those books.
I think that the money system is faith, it was based on gold, was based on silver, but now it's based on faith. The beginning of the planet is based on faith. So what happens is people believe in things, like unicorns.
Yeah, a leprechaun. There's a leprechaun.
Unicorn
is a leprechaun.
Yeah, faith.
I don't criticize.
Religions are faith. They're based on faith. You have to believe it, but you can't prove it.
Yeah. But the other thing is about science, for example. The English language is not really cannot explain anything for the ancient word, for the ancient wisdom. And what happens is, first people say to you, "Oh, I'm a scientist," and you go, "Okay, explain me what this word stands for." Oh, I believe in it, and then they can explain. But I'm Spanish. The word science are coming from the Latin conciencia, because you spell it in the original sound is conciencia, and when you know what people faith, how you say, they are unconscious.
Unconscious.
Unconscious, okay? But the word science are coming from that word. You are aware that you are alive. You are conscious about your environment. This is my hand, this is who I am, and then anybody who could hear, could see, is a scientist. According to the word.
Yeah.
Okay? And then it's nothing special between the old lady who make a brewery to cure her catarro, or you know these old people who they give massage in your belly, or the old lady. It's called curanderos or whatever you call it, because they know the science of the herb. Not because they went to Cambridge. Probably I will trust them more. The old lady who has curing 3,000 people in her 80 year of being the doctor in the village in the mountain, than somebody who has a PhD degree in Cambridge.
Well, yeah, that is certainly, yes.
And then what happened with the war in everything like this, I believe that the trust has been lost. And it's no anymore trust. For example, I teach painting a lady from St. Davis.
Yeah.
She cannot get out of the house, and the doctor said you might do something, and like what they call. And she called me, and I went to the Friday to teach her what they call.
Yeah.
But she want to paint it like me right away. And I go, no. This is not that simple. And then I didn't want to go to her house and take her money for my class. When I tell her that will take a long time, but I will give her the tool. And then I'm seeing this. She have a garden, no, with strawberries and flowers and tomatoes. And she say, "Oh, you must take home some strawberry." And I go, "No, it's okay. It's your garden. Why I will take you?" And she said, "Because my son and my daughter will not eat it." And I go, "Why?" "No, because they are coming from Tesco." They have to be coming clean in the box who say Tesco or Morrison. If not, they will not touch it because they seen those strawberries from the house, something wrong with them.
Yeah.
And that's so profound wrong. How do we go? You explain to me, how do we get to that point where children cannot eat the strawberry and the mother grow in the garden or the milk from the cow?
That's easy. It's pattern recognition. You recognize patterns. So if, let's say, you had always grew strawberries and they were always in your garden, and you knew that there were wild strawberries in the hills, you would pick the wild strawberries. You would be very suspicious if somebody gave you strawberries in a plastic container that came from another place. You had no idea where they were from, and apparently they had chemicals on, which might be nasty for
But
you.
no, what happened in
So people trust Tesco's because they're used to Tesco's. That's what they've known, and they were. Human beings love things which are there and evolved.
Yeah, carry on talking.
And I suppose Ralph just gone out.
No, the wind. The
Wind. Oh yeah. The
The
wind.
wind shut the door.
So I guess this project, Ralph, as I see it, it's about tolerance. It's about creative leadership, and actually bringing these questions into the forefront of saying that we are now going to have to let go of the old ways. The new ways will be better. The new ways are going to be cleaner, safer. But they're going to be different, but don't worry. And that is pattern recognition. We're here, like when you show somebody a picture and they want to perhaps recreate that picture, they find it difficult to start with, and then they manage to start, and they might not even like that picture.
I do believe that the role of education. I was last night. I went to watch. Stop it 1 second. Where's that? Yeah, where's the camera?
I'll just say, in a way, it's not necessarily about answers, and so what we're doing here is discussing part of the project. It's about putting everything on the table, a bit like an abstract painting, or all the colours and all the bits and pieces.
Last night wasn't, pardon.
Oh, it's the Cuban chap, who's the dancer.
It's called Carlos Acosta.
Brilliant, Carlos Acosta.
In the theatre in.
We're talking about to take our daughter, Stormy.
Yeah, but he's stay more in England, and he will help us in school in Birmingham, and we will try to meet him sometime.
Be good to have him on the stage.
I'm gonna have the process to meet him. Carlos is from Cuba, and he's a black.
Yeah.
He was the first dancer for many years for the Covent Garden in London. He was the leader, but because the education we have in Cuba was free and was open for everybody. And then how is it possible that a Negro person, I am a Negro person, a black person from a poor country could become the first partner of the ballet in the Covent Garden, where they all white, and the career take thousands of pounds when Carlos education was for free.
Yeah.
And then that's teaching you that it's a role for the state or some part of the government to encourage the children in one direction. And this, I do believe it. And now Carlos has created this group of dancers. He's retired now. He dances with Dazzy Bass. Yeah. And then these people, he has put together for a company who is called Acosta Danza, because he's quite retired now. He's retired.
Yeah.
But he will leave his legacy, everything he learning to these people, everything, all the knowledge. And then this, the where I coming from. It's how the world should be. And it's a responsibility. It's not that you should educate to the people. And I do believe that education is the only thing, it's the most important thing, and it's the only thing for human being, because we are here in this whatever place we live in, to pass our learning to the next generation, or the best we can do.
Yeah.
And then I do believe that the failure we have today in any discipline, the situation with the environment, everything that you could do, like flipping, making a tortilla, clean a window glass, organize your bed, have a shower, wash your hand, that is a many way and a coherent way we do that. And then when you are a child, your parent teach you how to brush your teeth, that's simple.
Yeah.
Wash your hand. And then this is not like you should do, because you maybe you want to do it, yes or no, I am interested in something else. No. This is a responsibility, because somebody teaches us.
Yeah.
And then we have the responsibility and the obligation to teach our next human being. And that is how we spread the wealth and the well-being.
I would say also add, it's about questioning.
Yes,
because there is a
criticize,
certain element of education, where you're educating people. And part of the problems we've had is because we have pitted one person against the other, and then we've said this is the right way to do it.
But how?
I think you always must start, as you started with this conversation about the Big Bang. Is the fact is we don't know.
But
you start with education, you don't know, but hang on, we have done this. We've got mobile phones, we've got cameras, and tell you, we have really got philosophy, but we've got a long way to go. We still murder each other, we still have a lot of hatred, and we still have a lot of blame.
But even
we're not sure how to get rid of it. We're going to work on it.
Even the mobile phone. I have been interested in science all my life, and I am learning a couple of years ago, because this information never got to me. People believe it in Albert Einstein, and people say Nikola Tesla and many more.
I do like both Einstein and Nikola Tesla, though Einstein has faults and Nikola Tesla has faults as well.
Even Nikola Tesla, there are a man who is called Child Proteus, like the Greek Proteus, Steiner, German. He was a handicap who made it from Germany to the Second War, to the First War, to the United States, and he have got some kind of spine problem, and he is like a handbag.
Oh,
you
right.
can say.
Yeah.
But he was the most important person ever. He was the one who repaired the induction engine of Tesla. Because Tesla could create in his mind, but no one could do the equation, the mathematical equation. And Charles Proteus used to make an equation who is about 25 pages long, from the beginning to the end. And at the time, so it was happening about 110 years ago. At the time, nobody understood what electricity is.
You still don't.
And then today, we don't know what it is.
No.
And then that's
That
what
is
happens.
faith.
And then
It kills you, but you don't know what it is.
nobody know how, all the time, nobody know what happened. Everybody saying we want to make it artificial intelligence. How is possible that we will make it artificial intelligence when we don't know, when we switch the light in our house, we have no idea what's happened behind the switch.
And we don't know what is intelligence.
And then they telling people, company, that we will go into the next step. No, you don't know even the first step.
No, I think...
Because we don't know how our began. As a man, an American, who I'm very fan of his work, and he's a Jewish person, and he's the most important scientist on synthesis biology, before the DNA, before the cell. And this man say that we don't know how life began. Nobody knows. But here's the point that I come in. Why, when you go to university and when you go to school, they tell you, these people, that they know everything?
Establishment. It's established.
And then it's not
It's been there for 300 or 400 years. It's established. You feel have that faith thing, a bit like the Bible, or a bit like the Quran, or a bit like anything. Now, I don't have a problem with that personally.
Yeah.
Everybody, as long as you're not hurting anybody, we all rely a certain amount on faith.
Yeah.
From getting up in the morning to when we go to bed at night, and at some stage we die. And that is, the faith is in between.
Also, the education system do not encourage young people to question anything.
No, obviously because it's weakness. I think somebody like Adolf Hitler saw it as weakness to question authority, to question the Queen. For God's sake, to question the Queen would be weakness. You don't question the Queen. My father wouldn't have questioned the Queen. He would have died for the Queen, because it is establishment. It means you exist, and Britain is great. And of course, this is the tribalism, which now we need to let go of.
Yeah.
And we need now to embrace we live on a little blue planet.
I think what happened today is that I see the earth where we live.
Yeah.
As an allegory. Do you
Is
know
that part of it?
allegory?
Allegory. What is that?
For example, it's like something to use audiovisual to explain something more complicated.
Yeah.
For example, imagine you have for example, your father, who is John Fisher, very well-known artist. Imagine John have a big studio with glass house, and he have a boat, and have a expensive motorbike and a car. And your father say, "Boss, I will go to the Caribbean for 6 months."
Yeah.
And he leave the key of the house.
Doesn't sound like him.
No,
Okay.
And then, what do? You invite all your friends and make a big parties, and grass get broken. And he said, "Do not smoke. Do not light alcohol or neck by the kitchen because gas." And he believe you have said an intrusion. I believe that for me, human being has been using the earth like a party time.
Yeah.
Eating and consuming and broken without.
Well, I also think
this is how I see it. And then, but then we eating all the cake, drinking all the wine, drinking all the water, and eating all the apples, and then we have got another generation who come into the party and go, "It's nothing for us here. That's only the crime."
Yeah.
That's for me.
Can I just say one thing about the party though? Because in a way, it's been party time, and yet we're so miserable in the West, we're so unhappy, we're always wanting to murder somebody, we're always blaming somebody else, and it's like a party from Nightmare Land.
Yeah.
Maybe, because I think we need to go to a party.
It's okay, you tell me?
Yeah, I better get going soon.
No, that's what I mean for the
I'm not sure, because
it's okay.
I'm just recording it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's not on YouTube,
Okay.
it's recorded. I'm just working on this technology.
And the other thing is then for example, when
basically, as I see it, perhaps if we start enjoying ourselves and we started being nice to each other, and we invited everybody to the party,
even no nice.
but not exploitation. I'm not saying get pissed and smash the place
nice to film. We should see ourselves a fountain of knowledge because we all know something about something.
Yeah.
No, we
think we do.
and not everybody. We all have to go our own little story, and then we should share the best of that story, and transfer to the next human being. Then they could carry on, and that can the kindness be nice to other people, and we should see that as a responsibility.
Yes.
To guide a little bit our fellow men in the past than we coming from, than they don't know.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, I think responsibility.
This is what I believe is lost.
Yeah. Health and safety. Well, in a way, we have got responsibility for our planet, and it is a bit like health and safety. It's a little bit like, at the moment, we're poisoning it.
What do you think? Where do you think we are going in the next few years? If we carry on the way we're going,
I think there's going to be a quantum change. It's going to come. I think we're the catalysts, and that change will come from people, obviously, because we made the mess. It'll be a magic change. I think it's going to be more women.
Do you know
men,
what?
And I think it's going to be much more not to do with profit or greed.
Okay.
It's going to be to do with art, colour, fun, and questioning technology, at the same time implementing the correct technology, but not for profit.
Do you know what I found last night? When I came in from London, I came in with the help of the BBC, and some of the BBC buildings in
Oh yeah, we must get
on that
onto
area,
BBC.
in that area, okay?
Yeah.
When I was living around there, the house they were in a few hundred thousands, no?
Oh, cheap.
Only ambassador and diplomatic at the time.
Oh right, yeah.
And even 30 years ago.
Yeah, so I was thinking.
And then over the year, you could buy a house and dig at the ground, 3 floors, and you had to pay a few million, and only the Arabs and the Saudis can come and buy.
Mad.
The millionaire, you can buy a house for the minimum 10 million pound minimum in that area. But today, the millionaire has been chased out by the billionaire.
Yeah, that's greed.
I mean, how anybody could have so much money? The president, the guy who is voted to be the next president of the United States. Listen, it's crazy. It's crazy. No, 2 billion
He spent.
spent only in television.
Yeah.
And then anybody who do that should be sent to a mental hospital. And he want to be the president of the United States.
Because that's power.
And then people, you don't know why this guy should be put in a mental hospital. If you want to be the president of the United States.
I think Donald Trump.
You know how many billion human beings the earth have got? If you give it $5 to each one of the inhabitants in the United States, you will solve so many problems. And instead, he puts to himself. And then, this guy is not good, is not a good guy. He's telling you that he's not good. You cannot vote for people like that. Because it's not making sense. I mean, the country you want to rule, United States, is full of unemployed, people who have no job, who have no house, who have no food, and you have £2 billion and you put to promote yourself.
But don't forget.
And you want them to elect you, the president.
They also want to stop people coming into America, because America is, ironically, the land of fruit and honey. So people are wanting to come in from Mexico into America, and Donald Trump has built a wall to stop them. Because at the same time, America is the American dream. So the irony is that a small country with, 1 billion, I think it is roughly, has dominated the world, and has stolen everything.
That's finished, that's finished.
And so people want to go in there, because the irony is there's jobs, there's money.
The irony is...
The other countries are worse, which is...
You know how fragile is my mother-in-law died a few weeks ago, and you know how fragile human life is.
Yeah.
Do you see, take only a virus, like the coronavirus, to stop everything.
Yeah.
Despite
except for flying, actually. I have to say, people are flying.
No, but no, this no people. The flying, everything is stopped. And then you ask yourself, well, I saw you tell me that we are in the next revolution of artificial intelligence. We have computer. We went to the space. We went to Mars.
So we've got
we
one
want to computer,
but
we cannot do nothing about the virus who is terminated as like a fly.
Yeah. And yet, of course, we know more about viruses than any time in history. Yeah. We also could have stopped it, except for the possibility we would have lost money on flights And China was scared because they felt that, oh, we hope this thing will go away, and that doctor's lying, so hide him, because it would be economically bad for communist land. The West could have stopped flights to Italy, but they didn't because they would lose money. As it is, greed will actually make us in a worse situation. We'll lose more money.
And also, the people don't tell. This is the same idea. It's what I'm telling you. The mediation of the language. No, it's going to be okay. Don't worry. No, people they are dying, and they say no, it's going to be fine.
Well, communication. That doctor actually, who said, look, this could be a SARS virus. They didn't listen to him for a month, and then he died. And the fact is that all these mobile phones, and that's why I want to build a pyramid. That's why hopefully we'll work together. It's about communication and truth. And to say, look, if somebody says that, okay, there was a serious problem here, stop flying straight away.
Okay, talking about the pyramid, the program we are trying to say, we'll say to everybody that we are in St. Davis. We are trying to do an event in July 25, July 26, in the Augie Park in St. Davis. We will try to do a little event, a public event to bring awareness using art, music, maybe drumming and dancing, live music, an exhibition. People just getting together and gathering, have a drink and have a barbecue. We are cool to get together and discuss situation like this.
Yeah.
Will be an exhibition with the Pyramid Project. You can have more information there. And will be in Buzz channel. And will be also on our Speak channel.
Yeah, I think certainly, and the magic will occur. So that's a start. Although it's been a constant work of art, an ongoing work of art, and at some stage, as a business person told me, Buzz, if it takes off, which it will, it'll go like wildfire around the world, because that is what our world is needing at the moment.
And I think we have there are a few famous people or well-known people who will be coming around, and you can meet them there, signings and books. Thank you very much, Jan.
Well, thank you very much. Oh, just one thing, Raul,
okay.
And it's something which, because in a way, it's a sort of global project. And I was talking about stupidity today, because I was thinking, because I'm actually a fully qualified stupid person, which is interesting. It is quite. But then I look at, and it's something I was thinking about. But I think from the virus point of thing, is this project to me? I've done sort of roughly 10 things. One of them is just ending capitalism. Capitalism has had it. So
you don't have to even talk because the capitalism was. This was predicted in the capital market engine, and people talk about the capitalism or the communism. But when I grew up in Cuba, all the theory or the social issue by Marx and Engels. There are about 24 books. And I read all of them, and then that's it's not even needed to talk about that.
And obviously, the one thing about it is free healthcare for all. So it sort of goes without saying. I worked in Africa for a bit.
It's okay, Bobby. You know how to hide.
Well done. And so what I've done here is drawn up basically something which we all discuss. Oh, open the present. So we've got the technology abilities to obviously look at healing and healthy living. But one of the things is that if we're ill or we're sick, there is somebody who can help us. And so it's free healthcare, but not just for the select few, for everybody on the planet should have access. Now, this is a thing which is important to me while you're holding the cat. Free veterinary care for all animals. So basically, any animal has a problem. Now, I will volunteer.
How do you pay for that?
We won't, because we'll get rid of money. I'm coming down to that one. For all animals. So that's free. It's just, basically, this is what we've learned with cameras. My dog was hit by a car. He had a surgery done on. This was 20 years ago, and it was keyhole surgery. 20 years ago, it did cost me 250 quid. He was actually one of the top veterinary surgeons in the UK, accidentally retired in Fishguard. He mended his leg and grafted and did the bone through keyhole surgery. Now, that is pretty good. I know the...
But you see, we should not forget...
Everybody.
We should not forget that human beings...
Just happen to be out a bit of cash at the time.
Yeah, but we should not forget that humanity has been around for a million of years.
Oh, yeah.
And without mobile phone and computers. And then we should balance the whole idea. Because, and slow down a little bit everything we are doing. Everything. I went to a restaurant last night.
Yeah.
And the guy say, the waiter say, what mama? And the waiter say, do you know that when you eat in here, you have to eat it when the food is ready.
Yeah.
You have to wait, be patient when the
Although I'm not waiting any longer for certain things, Raul. I think I've waited most of my life. I think if I was in a restaurant and I was waiting all my life for my pudding, I'd get a bit...
No, it's done properly. It's done properly.
Yeah.
It's healthy. That's what I mean. We should learn to slow down a little bit.
I think in terms of... I don't know when you mean slow down. I think we've got the technology here. 2 weeks arms money. We could basically implement programs to do with agriculture, technology and renewable energy in the whole of Africa. And
do you know what happened?
Just
talking
2 weeks
about farming thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened with the farmer who was for sale around here?
Not sure. Not sure. I'll finish these things anyway.
Okay.
So free veterinary care for all animals around the world. Every single animal has access. So basically you can shoot them if necessary, but they don't have to suffer. That's something, I think, it's just humanity really. We have to end fossil fuel burning, it goes without saying. So getting off toxic fuel and implementing, and take the cash back. They've got trillions, not billions, trillions. In fact, I think it even said quillions, believe it or not. That money, it would pay for everything above. The two things above are easily paid.
How do you propose we get there?
Basically, we just make the rules. They'll be making the rules for us. This kind of planet's going to be run by human beings, creative people, and non-greedy people.
Okay.
Coming back to it, global wage. Now, while we're phasing off money, basically we've got enough money because we've just taken all the trillions off the oil companies who've stolen them for their crooks. So we just get back our money from there.
You allow Scott Benny Sanders, the president, the guy who's going to be the next...
Yeah, well, I've taxed him
you allow him to use $1 for every citizen in the earth.
I won't allow him
to pay for his television. That's criminal.
I don't know. I wouldn't pick on individuals, but obviously.
No,
like
you have to
Elon
pick
Musk,
individual because
I like Elon Musk,
individual, they are the one who make the mess. You can imagine once a man who will lose it, £2 billion to promote himself in a country where people they are dying in the street.
Yeah, basically we just tax them.
Who is going to choose him to be the president to run their life when he spends his own money in promotion, not to feed people?
Yeah, we won't need money.
And then,
funny enough, I was saying to Matthew...
But we have it to people like this.
We've got ideas, we've got vision, and we've got hope. And we will be having money because we've got to raise trillions. So you will find with me, Raul, I don't work half throttle. It's either no throttle or full throttle with me. Phasing out money, number 6. Basically, we'll all talk about it. It's made up. Talk about we don't know how we got here. We have no idea how money got here, other than it's just an exchange thing. So we'll be trading, but we're going to start trading intelligently. So phasing out money. Debt. Well, obviously this comes actually before phasing out money. Cancel all debt, which goes out, say, no interest charge. That's all made up, and that's a fairyland. Obviously, radically changing the banks. Number 8. Can't even read my own writing. Oh, communication, love and honesty, taking action. So getting off toxic. So that's I haven't actually gone up. I think I've just got up to number 8 and then number 9. Yeah, it obviously goes through democracy. Yeah, we start talking to human beings. I do
agree with you. But my experience.
New leadership.
Yeah, but you see, but I do agree with all that.
New leadership.
Yeah, but for
non-greedy and creative people and willing to know.
Okay, I do agree. But how you will implement that? Because we did a revolution. I come from Cuba. I'll tell you what, we did a revolution.
Violent, I have to say.
No. Listen,
I like all place,
No, we did a revolution.
Yeah.
50 years ago.
Yeah, with machine guns.
I
seem to remember.
And then you cannot tell to a billionaire, go away and give your house to the poor.
The only power.
The only way we did that, some people have to die for $1. And then today, you ask no at that time 61 years ago. We live in another moment. But how do we allow the same people who have more money and more power, forget about the people who have the money and the power, to educate a human being to comprehend than you are saying? Because you need a critical thinking and patience to hear what you say. And the people who listen to you, that list, they have to eat, they have to have a clothes,
which they're not at the moment.
They have to have a roof. And then my problem is, we have to solve first of all before we implement those laws, because people have to listen to you.
They're proposals. They're not laws. They're proposals. It's like people can turn them down, which I'm sure they will.
And then my problem will be, we have to have a plan. Then when people coming to listen to you, what you say, and to me, what we say, these people have to be. They cannot be hungry because your belly is empty. You will not comprehend.
I've watched people die and starve. And certainly when I was in Africa, I watched a little boy die because there was basically no antibiotics. He died in front of me of blood poisoning. That week earlier, basically, I was throwing antibiotics at sheep because they had blowfire and they had...
I will not worry about antibiotics because what happened, I could demonstrate it to you.
In his case, he would have been living today.
I was in Peru about a few years ago, and I went to a museum. I was an exhibition of a little dead body of a little girl who buried in the top of a volcano in the mountain.
Yeah,
it was an earthquake, and they grave it, and she had got a lot of tattoo medicine marking around the and she have got a handkerchief with contain a material contained for the placenta when she was born.
Okay.
And then it has been discovered that is called today stem cell. But what happened was the Aboriginal for 5,000 years ago, when they have a baby who's born, all the material for the placenta, they are the original material where the DNA or the information or the making or the person are coming from. And what they do, they put it in a handkerchief and they keep it. And then when the person go ill, I don't ask me how because they don't know about the DNA. They knew that material.
Yeah, they know
about information.
Wise.
And then when somebody's ill, they making a portion to drink with the same material. And then today we call it stem cell research. These people knew that 5,000 years ago. And then when you say antibiotic or this complex mumbo jumbo, we have, what I'm saying, you have to dig. I went to a place in North Wales, Mid Wales, where the Prince of Wales is doing his research and supporting all the community who coming from the Druids, the ancient world, with that knowledge. And then
the ancient knowledge, the wisdom of the past.
The Prince of Trust is has been pushing some money to preserve that area of Wales where this knowledge has been rescued. And then this is what I mean, because you will have the problem with the people with $1 billion to spend. The drug company, they don't give you the money for free. Okay,
no, we're going to take
keep it. Your money.
I'm not going to ask them. We're going to take it. They will give it as much as I pay my taxes.
You keep it your money, and we have
it's just our money. That's all.
We have to trust our history and our ancestors, and educate people. That the medicine sometimes is not in the chemistry when the drug company. The chemistry sometimes is in your garden.
I think the drug industry stinks. I think it's and that's why it has to be the fact that we need to look at, we are evolving and going forwards. I learnt my ecology lessons from a Welsh farmer who was brought up with horses, and he said that we are going to have huge problems if we carry on as we are. He said
everybody knows that now.
We've got huge
everybody knows that by now.
And on the other hand, obviously, both of us, and to the extent, we've also got a better life than any time in history. Actually, we better get going. And I suppose where we are at the moment is a crossroads. And it's not about necessarily sort of condemning one or saying one bad, one good, because that's the past. The future is now is to look at, are we going to carry on with the criminals in charge, or are we going to say, look, we've got to have honesty and to look at the past wisdoms and find out what wisdoms work, because a lot of them were brilliant, and what
I think we
the
should.
bush people were saying
I think we should
fantastic.
dedicate another program.
Mind you, I would say one thing. I love the bush people. Would I want to live like a bush person? Because I have the option. And the answer would be no. I think, oh yeah. So yeah, I think the thing is in a way, the thing is that would I want to live like a bush person? No, I'd rather live like a bin man in Wales. And I think technologies are here for all of us to have a choice, either to live like a bush person or not. And it's about individual responsibility. Anyway, buzzofftoxic with Raul Speak. He's a creative person, I'm a creative person. We're going to meet billions of creative people, and we are going to implement some new and fantastic things to do with the future. Well, to give us a future. Brilliant, Raul. Thank you very much. So,
okay, I think we should have a go on.
To the next thing.
I think we do dedicate another hour, and maybe we could. What we could do is go into the when the weather's better, because.
Oh yeah, well,
we could go to the size.
Yes.
And then do another broadcaster from there, and walking around. And
so the main thing is just to get stuff out there and and to learn.
Okay. I think we also what we could do is have a go a little chat. Maybe push a gazebo or something like that. A few chairs, and we could discuss and ask people questions. Maybe.
Definitely. I think part of
have the camera interview people.
Yeah.
By the way,
it's about people. In the end, it's about human beings.
By the way, I will show you something.
Oops, I better switch this off.